Hey y'all, it's your girl Fertility Queen. I'm back after several months of not making a video, but anyways, I've been really busy doing something else. But before I get into that, okay, um, this is the fireplace. I thought this would be a really nice ambient sort of feel to, I don't know, the subject matter at hand, which is cozying up to a good book. Okay, so um, I've been working on this book project. It's actually been for years. I've been writing off and on, and some of you know that I've had, been writing some books. It's paranormal subject matter. Okay, it's about exploring the human condition to all degrees, being in, I guess, just finding your spiritual purpose. We're all trying to find our spiritual journeys, purposes in life. And this has definitely been something that I've kind of been fighting. I wasn't really sure I wanted to put this out, but I've just been writing it anyway. So I have two books, and it is entitled Adventures of the Bee-Plane Girl. And the first book is Child Division Part 1. And of course, it is written by me. This is actually, I took this photo of my cousin. This was back in 2016. Yeah, I think it was 2016. And that is the first book, which actually was written second. This was actually the first book that was written, Roaming Beyond Part 2. It is Part 2 because I had ended up writing this as a screenplay. And a lot of times when you have a screenplay, you don't really get too much into the backstory. But since I decided to create the books out of this novel, two books, I ended up writing the backstory. So Child Division Part 1 is the first book. And you notice the second Part 2 is kind of, well, I don't know, maybe it's almost double the size, but anyway. It is a dual title novel, and what I mean by that is this is the first set of books. So you can call it a series if you want, but this is the first of the dual title, which is Adventures of the Bee-Plane Girl, and then I have a separate title for the next two books, which will be the last two books of my writings. So since this book is about exploring the human condition, I mean, to the core of our being, this is pretty much based off of my experiences as a child to the present of what I'm spiritually journeying through, I guess you can say. So the subject matter is pretty much exploring reincarnation. I have been told that I was a former Native American that has returned in this day and age. So I was told by a spiritual elder that I had been sent back along with quite a few others in this tribal Cherokee Union, which during the time of the Trail of Tears, a lot of Native Americans that had lost their lives, lived through the Trail of Tears, what have you. Apparently, when many of the Cherokees had passed, many had returned in the flesh again. This is what I've been told. I don't know if I so much believe in reincarnation, but I had to write about it. I am of Christian faith, so naturally I don't want to believe in reincarnation. To me, it separates it just separates the family lineage. It separates so much of your old self from your new self. I don't know. There's just so much confusion when it comes to the idea of reincarnation. So I am keeping an open mind. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying souls are not reincarnating. Um, I'm starting to kind of believe that they are reincarnating. I don't believe every soul is reincarnating. I honestly don't believe that it is of God. However, I truly don't know. Just like anybody else, we truly don't know until we die and meet the one that created us, right? So, anyways, the story is a fictional setting, but it is based on the details of the author, which is myself. I wrote these books, started writing this book in 2008, and then I wrote this one in 2000, started writing this one in 2010. So these are available on Amazon, and I want to say Barnes and Noble. Hard copy, you can find these on Amazon right now. But yes, you can pretty much get it in any format if you want, if you have any type of e-reader. So anyways, that's what I've been working on, and I'm pretty happy about it. I wrote it in a sort of slightly larger block font, as you can see here. You'll always know which one you're reading. Child Division, that is the first book. It's pretty easy, pretty easy read. It's nothing too crazy. Right now, this first of the dual title is considered PG-17 in my opinion. The next set of books is going to be rated XXX, which is why it's going to have a separate title. And I will release that information when I get closer to releasing those books. The last two books are really crazy, but the first two books, it's pretty interesting. You're just pretty much going to go through this exploration as I've been going through it. If anyone has anything similar, they have a feeling they've lived before, they've maybe been told they've returned, having any strange past life memories, which is very confusing because in my mind, I don't always believe that those are our memories. There's so much going on in the spiritual realm. It's extremely confusing, and it doesn't mean that that is your experience, you know, because you have spiritual entities that are human, you have hybrids of sorts, you have demonic entities, you have angelic beings, you have God, you have so much that you cannot prove, but you know that it's out there. You have that feeling that it's out there, right? So string theory, 11 dimensions. There's proof now. There's 11 dimensions. What is holding up this dimension that we're in? All those other dimensions we can't see. It's what's knitted all of this together, right? First through the third, through the fourth dimension. You've got sixth, seventh, and beyond. They're tightly knitted, and it's all connected. So even though we can't see it and we can't hear it through the naked, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So I am not saying that there's such thing as reincarnation or not, or is or not, or whatever. Okay, I'm just writing about my experiences. So I hope you enjoy this book. And I was thinking of doing like maybe a bedtime story or read with me, type thing with this book, but I'm not really sure. Maybe like a first few chapters. I'd love to have like everything set up nicely where I can just read my book to whoever wants to listen. It's not yet on Audible. I'm thinking about it. There's some kinks that I have to work out. Now, as far as my supplements, I still have them for sale on eBay. They're still there. This Omicron, or whatever you want to call it, this special that we're having on viruses for 2022. I'm not sure if I'll be able to source the raw materials. My raw materials are from Argentina, so I'm not sure if I'll be getting new inventory, but I still have plenty right now. And you can go ahead and grab those capsules and the bovine tonic at the eBay store that I have. Just look up Fertility Queen supplements and you should be able to find all the listings for that. As far as my fat transfer, everything's still there. Everything looks good. I haven't reached out to my surgeon yet to give him feedback about what I feel like needs to be fixed, I guess. Nothing is perfect, but I'd like to say the swelling has gone down quite a bit since. It's been over a year now. November was my year, and now we're in January, so I still I feel like there's always some healing that could be moving along a little bit quicker, but I think for the most part, I think I'm 90% there. So everything seems to be holding up as far as like the stem cells, the fat transferred, the rhodotomy. It seems like it's very successful rhodotomy. What else? Yeah, size is the same. That's pretty much it. I think that's, as far as an update goes. So anyways, I will try to have the links posted for these books. For some reason, the second book does not pop up. So I'm going to have to post that link for this book and then this one, because you'll find this one if you type in Adventures of the Bee Plane Girl, but you won't find the second one. And even if you were to put Roaming Beyond Part 2, I don't think you're going to find it. I've been trying to hit it in the search for the books and I just can't find it, but it is listed. It's listed. So I think I'm just going to have to literally direct link this book. And yeah, so that's the back. These are the back, see? So I can go ahead and read this one. Okay, so Child Division Part 1. This book is the first of a 4-part series derived from otherworldly memoirs and placed in a fictional setting. This novel is based on the strange paranormal adventures and nightmares of the author. I was just a teenager when a female ghost, that is the Native American woman elder, Fern, began haunting me in my dreams around the time of my grandfather's passing, Papa Joe. I soon realized these dreams were actually out-of-body experiences. After discovering parallel universes exist, I also learned I was reincarnated. I heard a lot of death tales from those who've passed, experienced a lot of adventure, one could say, in the genre of otherworldly, but when the nightmares came, I started to question, I haven't seen him. Where's my Papa Joe? Why was I sent back? At the same time, I would find out about a lurking admirer who would change my destiny, affecting my reincarnation mission. That is the first book. And I know that this doesn't have a whole lot for the second book, but I promise you there's a lot of information in this book. Now, Roaming Beyond Part 2. On the edge of death, I, Jolene Pierce, am at a crossroads, not realizing how it will affect my incarnation. I am torn in choosing between going back to the material world and a new life path, away from my family, in a new world that would affect those in my Cherokee tribal union. But is it actually my choice? That is the thing. Unbeknownst to us, we don't really know. We really don't know, right? If we were sent back, if it is a lie, if this is our first life, if it is of God, if there is such thing as reincarnation, or if this is out of man's free will and not of God. That is the question that I have. So, anyways, it is a fun read. I did these covers myself. This is my photography, The Bloodied Feathers. And, of course, this is my photography as well. And then this is graphic art. So this black background was actually black velvet. You'd be surprised how pitch black velvet looks. This is also black velvet, the feather. And of course, that is a real feather, but it looks like graphic art. Isn't that neat how you can make a real subject appear like graphic art rather than what it really was, real life still shot. So yes, this was how do they say it, when you grain out a photo, anyways, it's like you have to like increase the grain, I guess, and then you get that sort of like graphic art look. So yeah, all right, until next time, toodles.